Divorce lawyer in Texas. Divorce is one of the most emotional and challenging times people face. Your assets, relationship with your children and your plans for the future all feel like they become question marks. Not knowing your next step and the answers to these questions can leave you feeling lost and alone. An experienced family law attorney can help answer these questions and help you navigate these uncharted waters. Divorces in Texas can range from simple, uncontested divorces to extremely complicated cases with high net worth assets and children with special needs. Your divorce lawyer will take time to get to know the issues in your cases, the questions you have, and how the divorce is affecting you. The basics of a Texas divorce. At its core, a divorce in Texas is a lawsuit filed under the Texas Family Code. Many of the steps involved in your divorce mirror other types of civil lawsuits in Texas, such as filing a petition with the courts and discovery. Family law cases are often different from other civil lawsuits because the goal is not just to decide how much money somebody should get for something bad happening to them. Residency for a divorce. Before you can file a Texas divorce, you or your spouse must establish residency in the county where your divorce lawyer will file. You must reside anywhere in Texas for 6 months prior to filing and at least 90 days in the county where your lawyer will file for divorce. People also often ask if they need to hire an attorney who regularly practices in the county where the divorce will be filed. Generally, yes, you should. All judges have their preferences in divorces, and knowing the landscape can have an important impact on the outcome of your case. Filing a petition for divorce. Like other Texas lawsuits, your divorce begins when your divorce lawyer files a petition with the court for divorce. You must pay a filing fee to the court and your spouse must be served. After filing for the divorce, the legal process of addressing the property division, spousal support, child custody, and child support issues begins. Your divorce lawyer may ask the court for temporary orders regarding these issues until the divorce is finalized. Your lawyer also may conduct discovery to obtain information about finances, the children, and other important issues. Often after discovery, the parties will attempt divorce mediation to reach an agreement on the terms of divorce. If mediation is successful, then the parties will create a settlement agreement and prepare to finalize the divorce. If mediation fails, then it may be necessary to have a trial. Finalizing a divorce in Texas. In Texas, 2 conditions must exist before you and your lawyer can finalize your divorce. At least 60 days have passed since filing for divorce, and the contested issues in your divorce are resolved by agreement or trial. Can I get a simple divorce in Texas? Yes. Not every divorce requires months of litigation work or hostile arguing, let alone a trial. Most divorces reach an agreement long before a trial. If the two spouses have an agreement on all the important issues in the divorce, then your divorce might be considered an uncontested divorce. In between complex, expensive divorces and uncontested divorces are many cases where the parties reach an agreement after the divorce lawyers do some work to fully advise clients of their rights. Often people start off in a divorce with a lot of negative emotions about their spouse and the process. It is reasonable to feel that way. In many cases, as time goes on and people start focusing on their futures, it becomes easier to reach an agreement on concluding the marriage. Complex divorce cases. Issues in the divorce can require more work on the part of the divorce lawyers and may require more work to find a resolution. Although this can be the case where the spouses are too focused on the struggles of the past, complex divorce cases often involve complex factual issues in dividing property or dealing with the children. Some examples of divorces that may require divorce lawyers to deal with more complex issues. Divorces requiring spousal support or alimony. Cases involving prenuptial agreements. Children with special physical, emotional, or psychological needs. Divorces with business ownership and trusts. High net worth divorces. Military divorces. Common law marriage divorces. Divorces involving family wealth prior to the marriage. Substantial disagreement about the education, health care, or religious upbringing of the children. Divorces involving domestic violence and protective orders. High net worth divorces. High net worth divorces include divorces with a large amount of assets, usually that require a significant amount of accounting work to understand and address. In these divorces, you want a divorce lawyer experienced in dealing with these types of cases and the assets involved in your case. These assets can include Multiple real estate properties including multiple residences and investment properties. Large retirement plan benefits and executive compensation structures. Stock options, stock grants, restricted stock and other atypical compensation. Business ownership interests, partnerships and LLCs. Trusts created before and during the marriage. Military divorces. Military divorces in Texas follow the same family law as everybody else, however, due to special issues such as deployments, military retirement benefits, military pay and living options, the factual issues in these divorces are often very different from civilians. Service members need to count on their divorce lawyers to represent their interests with the knowledge of these issues and experience advocating for their needs. A non-service member spouse has good arguments to make about the stability of their home and you need an advocate to argue for your side. Divorce lawyers are important advocates in divorces with children. Every divorce involving children is also a child custody case. A divorce with children must address all of the same issues in a child custody case including parental rights and duties, where the children will live and who decides, possession schedules and visitation, child support, medical support. You and your spouse may have different ideas about joint or sole custody, child support amounts and other important questions that must be answered before you can finalize your divorce. Your divorce lawyer will fight for you in your relationship before your divorce reaches its conclusion. How much will my divorce cost? Every person who hires a Texas divorce lawyer wants to know what their case will cost. Wanting an affordable divorce lawyer in Texas is reasonable. Most people don't want to spend a lot of money on a divorce. There are a lot of divorce lawyers in Texas and there are different ways law firms approach billing on cases. Some law firms focus on attorneys handling more of the work while others allow paralegals to handle more tasks. Paralegals cost less for work, but you may want your attorney spending more time on your case.